Sorry, I had some technical difficulties. This was the first time when I have pre-scheduled a live on YouTube. So I had to figure a few things out. Like, first of all, where to find it so that I could actually use use the same thing and go live. And second of all, even though I had saved the orientation like this, how to make sure that it stayed that way. But I'm here. Welcome. I hope everyone can see me well. I'm not sure. I hope I'm live. For some reason. Let's see. No. Just a minute, I have to. Oh, good. Thank you, Yuda. I'm glad to hear. And no worries, Diana. Um, this was kind of a last minute decision because people were bummed that Bam from the ginger cat lady couldn't be live today because she is feeling poorly and they needed a replacement. So that's why I'm here this morning. Hi, Frida. Welcome, welcome. This is the folio that I started in my last and very first live. So if you want to see how I made the base for it, you can always go back. But so far it's really empty. I only did the inside and 2 pockets with 2 tags that are still not packed with anything. So they're quite flimsy, but I will get there. Anyway, today we are going to hopefully get the rest of it done. I was really bold in my assumptions and I said I would finish this today, but I'm quite a slow crafter. So we'll see how that goes. Anywho, I was thinking about using this for my front. I'm using a kit from Petals and Parchment. It's a printable, and I'm pretty sure that I linked it down below in the description. If I didn't yet, I will link it after this live, because like I said, I had a few things to I don't even know what happened, but you know. I'm here. That's what matters, right? So this is the front piece that I was thinking about using for this project. So I'll just set that aside for now. But because of that, I think I want this flap on the left to be on top. So that's something to consider. And I kind of want to use the gates for this. I think that would be cool. It means that I will be cutting most of the roses off, and I know that it will look a little bit odd because the sides of the gate will overlap when I'm done here, but yes, the bunny is so adorable. Let's see. I will start by cutting this piece in half so I maybe can tell a little bit better how it should or how it will look like. I'm still going to use the same distress ink that I used when I started making this, which is the Villainous Potion. It probably won't go too well with the front because it doesn't, at least so far, it doesn't have too much purple on it, but I want it to be kind of cohesive, so that's what I'm going with. Let's see. I think I need to cut just a small tiny bit off, and I think I will cut it from this side because there's like this ornate border on at the top, and I don't want to lose that. So yes, it doesn't have to be much though, just like a quarter of an inch, a couple of millimeters. There's the text. Maybe I can use that kind of as my point so that I know where to cut, just above the first or the last line of text. There we go. Let's see if I did that. Yes, I'm quite happy with that. Now I'm going to cut the other side as well. Let's see if the text is, yes, it is about at the same spot, so I'll just use that as my guide. Once again, there we go. Oh, I'm on top chat. Let's fix that before I, miss too many messages. I hope I didn't yet. Well, I expect this to be a little bit of a quiet life because, first of all, it's still very much nighttime in the US. We only have our basic midnight crew in here, and I don't think most of them even know I'm covering for Pam today because Pam didn't know it. I didn't know it. Nobody knew it. So I don't think too many people will show up, but I am very happy to have those people joining me that have joined so far. I think they are a little bit of a different size. Somehow I managed, well, obviously I was just guesstimating, so that's the reason why these these are the different size, but I think I will just hand cut a sliver off to make them about the same size. And this is probably not a good idea because my hands are really shaky this morning. Diana asked about the Junetober kit. Let's see. Just one moment. I will go back and see. Sorry, I don't see the question, even though I went back and looked. Diana, can you please type it down again for the dummies? Which is me. Oh. Yeah, well, if it was yesterday, then it obviously won't show here. What was it about, Frida? There was so much going on in the chat yesterday that I ended up scrolling past some of it. I did try to quick read everything that was going on. Pam, the ginger cat lady, has her own messenger chat, and we are, many of us hanging out in here today are a part of that chat. So I think that's what Frida is referring to. Oh yes, there was an event called Junetober, which is basically Halloween in July. No, sorry, June, Halloween in June. It doesn't really exist anymore, to my knowledge, because the designer who originally hosted it, quit designing and sold her properties away. But it happened in 2 years, or for 2 years, and I made a freebie kit for Tunetober in 2023. No, 2024, last year, yes. So that's probably what she was referring to. It was called Ladies of Darkness, I think. And yes, that's something I have considered bringing back. I just haven't yet, just because I haven't gotten to it. Thanks to my ADHD, I guess. I did it once, I don't want to do it again. I have it saved, but I think if I was to release it, I would probably make some changes to it first. Maybe not. I don't think I'm going to put it up as a freebie. It's a large kit, even though it was a freebie back in the day, but you know, that's all gone now. I'm still making tons of freebies, and I'm working on some more for my coffee shop. Oh yes, absolutely. I can link it in the chat if I ever get to it. I'm working on an autumn kit right now. So yeah, I'm probably going to prioritize that. I'll just ink the edges of these papers first before I glue them down. But yes, I think it would be great for Halloween, and there's still some time. So I'm almost done with my autumn kit. So once that is done, I'm hopefully going to get the Ladies of Darkness back on stock, so to speak. So yes, the Junetober freebies, they were only available for a month, and then they were taken back or taken off. So none of that is up anymore. Like so. I think I'm just going to glue these down and yeah, Frida, if or when, let's say when, because I think it was a great kit, even if I say so myself, and I think people might be interested in it. So it will be up on my coffee, and I will post it on my channel as well whenever it is up. So I will try to keep you posted, Diana. Oh, thank you, Frida. Yeah, the challenge that year was actually also made by me. For the second part, I wasn't taking part in the Junetober anymore because I had left the design team that was hosting it. So honestly, the way things went, I did not want to have any part in it all, and I still don't. So even if it would be still an ongoing event, I would prefer not to take part in it. Elizabeth from Petals and Parchment was co-hosting the event this year, but that's why I still did some Junetober stuff this year. But yeah. Let's see. But I do like Gothic style in crafting and so on. I do like all the styles. I think that's what I enjoy about paper crafting, all the different styles and looks. So that's why probably the biggest part why I do this. So as you can see, it looks a bit odd because the gate was cut in the middle and now it's overlapping, but I figured that wouldn't hurt because I'm going to put this here. So it's going to cover most of the odd overlap. It's a bit small, I think, so what I'll do is I'm going to make that piece a little bit bigger in some way. Hey Brenda, welcome, welcome. Let's see if I have missed anything else. Probably not. I hope not. So, what shall I do? I'm thinking I don't want this to be much wider, maybe just a little bit, but I do want it to be a little bit higher so that I'm thinking about using a scrap of this paper on the background to make it a little bit taller. I think that would look nice, although there's some blue. The frame and the clock are from my own digital kit, which is Heartful Hodgepodge. It came with tons of flowers and also some vintage items like tickets and frames and clocks and whatnots, even doilies, I think. So that's where the frame is from. How big do I want to make this? I'm thinking maybe just, I think it needs to be wider because otherwise it will look odd. I will make it 3.5 inches, which is about 9 centimeters, give or take. And then I'm going to make it significantly taller, which is 5 too much? Well, I will cut it at 5, which is about 12.5 centimeters. And if it's too tall, then I will just cut some of it off. Not a big deal. There we go. I don't know why I put my trimmer off because I still need it badly. Yes. Well, I will cut the pieces and I will then see if I need to make some alterations. That's how it always goes. You kind of measure and then you figure out if you measured correctly or not. So I know the height was 5. I'm going to cut at 4 3/4. There we go. This is such a fun strip. This is not going anywhere. I'm definitely going to use that somewhere. And then I think this was, yes, 3.5, so 3.25. There we go. And that is our background piece for now until I change my mind. That's where it's going to be. And if you lovelies don't mind, please give me a thumbs up. I would so appreciate that. There we go. I hope this covering part is not too boring to watch. I know often people don't really care what is happening in the live, because it's all about the chatter and just, talking away. But I know there are people who do care, especially if you are new here and don't really know anybody. It's always nicer to look something or watch something interesting. Let's see. There we go. So, yes, like I mentioned before, the kit is from Petals and Parchment, and I obviously didn't look if this was... I think it's a good size. Yes, I got lucky there. I didn't pay attention. But yes, the kit is from Petals and Parchment, and it is called Lost in the Looking Glass, I think. I hope. There we go. Yes, because I needed to make this wider because I think it would have looked odd if the background piece was the same width than that the frame is. I needed it to be just a little bit bigger. Then I think I need to do something even more boring, which is take a scrap piece of paper and back these ones with some paper because they're quite flimsy, and I think I'm going to want to prop some of them up because it's a cover, and on the inside I don't usually use the 3D foam tape or anything like that, but on the cover it's a whole another thing. I love the three-dimensional look. Thank you, Diana. I'm glad to hear. There we go. Of course, I could be like, well, you are the ones who asked for me to be here today, so now you have to suffer. But I don't know. It's just I'm not a psychopath, so it's actually nicer for me if the viewers are enjoying watching me craft. There we go. And then the bunny. I wonder if Di went to bed already. Like Diane, not Diana. There we go. I think I'm using way too much glue, but when I'm covering something entirely, I want to make sure that it's really covered entirely. Yes, exactly, Frida. That's the spirit. Then let's see. I think I'll cut this one with my pick scissors because it's basically a straight line. But for the rest of them, I'm definitely going to need my fussy cutting ones because I'm not like those people who can so effortlessly use their big scissors for cutting. I do sometimes, like for example this clock. I think I'm going to use these because for some reason I think it's easier to get a nice even circle with big scissors. I don't know why, but that's just something I've noticed for myself. But whenever we are talking about something like the bunny, I usually very much need my tiny cutter piece. There we go. I'm getting it slowly but surely done. That's that. And then we are off to the third one. Let's put that away already. I'm trying to keep my space here kind of clean so that I don't keep on losing things in the chaos. Usually that happens every time, but maybe not this time. Here's to hoping. Huh. Yeah. Talking about Hen, I think she might still be asleep. I think she usually joins a little bit later than I do. Right now it's 10:30 a.m. for me, so it's 8:30 in the UK, so it's still quite an early morning for her. But yes, I do hope that Pam is getting some rest, because if she wasn't feeling too well, it's good to rest. I don't know how she does it. I don't know how she goes live every day and goes for like 6 or 8 hours every day. It's a mystery. There we go. Oh, now I'm throwing things into my garbage instead of recycling. I needed to fix that. Yes, I'm saving the planet one paper scrap at a time. So I think that's how the clock goes. And the bunny goes on top of that. But which pieces will I prop up? That's a whole another question. I think I will prop up the frame, but probably not the clock, and then I will prop up the bunny again. I think that sounds like a plan. Yes, definitely. I used to work nights at a hotel before I got my second child. But it didn't honestly suit me really well. I felt like whenever it was like 5 nights at work and then offer another 5 nights. So it sounds really easy, but I felt I often needed the whole 5 days to really recover from those 5 nights, or at least like a day or two. And I used to have horrible migraines because of staying up, and then after that changing my rhythm back up again, because yes, I had a small kid, so whenever I was off, oops, I'm putting this the other way or wrong way around. So whenever I was off from work, I always obviously wanted to spend some time with my kid, because when I was working, I pretty much missed her because I was sleeping during the day, and then when she got home, I was more or less getting ready for work, so it wasn't ideal. There we go. But anywho, yes, I didn't get the clock straight. I wonder, I could always do this, like put everything a little bit crooked. I think that's the way I'm going to do it actually. Yes, because why not? Now I need my foam square thingies. Just going to use a lot of them. Oh, that explains it. Yes, she definitely needed the sleep. And even if she's not really catching a cold or anything like that, staying up like that is bound to make you feel sick, I think. Probably not the same for everyone, but that's how it was for me. Or is for me. There we go. I'm just going to press those down really well. I don't have my, the regular trash can that I have with me usually whenever I'm crafting, which sits on my desk. And that is because I was fussy cutting in the living room the other day and I left it there, so I have to keep reaching on the side where I have my main trash pocket and so on. I think I'm going to put the bunny straight, but if I put it like this, it kind of looks like it was floating in the air, unless I take a scrap piece or something and put it here. I could do that. I could also put it here so that the clock is showing more. I think that's what I'm going to do. Just because I'm lazy. I need to double up the dimensionals on the bottom so that it will lay flat. Let's see. I'm going to put one-sided foam squares in here. And then this side will be on that side, so I need to go a little bit higher there and then a little bit lower there. And now it's time for the real thinking part, which is I'm going to peel off the backings from those and then put another piece on top of each of them. I'm kind of thinking I would like to have something behind the bunny, like, I don't know, crumbled thread or something, but I don't know. I'm a little bit tired, so I'm out that I could actually put here. So, it could also be like, I'm not going to use this lace. I think this is too wide, but I think I'm going to add some lace. I think that will look nice, hopefully. If it doesn't, please don't tell me. Yes, I also put the clock upside down. That is correct. Obviously on purpose. No, I didn't. I put it upside down by accident. Yes. Oh my goodness. I'm good at doing things like that. Really good. Let's see. How do I want the lace? It doesn't really matter, does it? It could be just like that, so that it simply shows up from behind him a little bit. Let's see if my stapler wants to work today or not. It's always a little bit of a mystery if it does or not. No, it doesn't want to work. I don't know what's the deal with this one. It's giving me so much grief whenever I try to use it. I think it's just assigned to try and make my life miserable. That must be it. Okay, so the bunny comes here. Let's try it one more time, and if it doesn't work, then I just have to play with glue. No, it doesn't want to work. So let's crumble it with some glue. I think around there. I hope I'm putting this in the right spot. More or less. Let's try to slide it a little bit. I think I'm going to make like a rosette of some sort, or half a rosette, like that. And obviously, if I wanted to put the clock towards the top a little bit more. If I didn't, then I could have just turned the paper around and be like, yeah, now it's the right side up. But the foam squares that I'm using, they're quite sturdy, so I'm not even going to try and take them off, because that would most likely rip the paper. So I'm just going to go with it. It's Alice in Wonderland, so I don't think it needs to be super realistic either. So in this case, I'm definitely going to get away with it. Even if I don't, I'm still inclined to do so. There we go. I think that's good. Some lace. Lacy bits. There we go. It's going to take me a while to take this off. Usually in my videos, whenever I'm putting these on or taking them or the backers off, I tend to speed it up because I don't want to make people watch all that. But in this case, I don't have that opportunity. Obviously, if somebody is watching this on a replay, you can always change the speed up to 2 times. So That's a plus. That's what I always do when I'm watching live on a replay. I just beat it up. There we go. Let's try and not put the bunny upside down. So fun. So that's the topper. Really simple. I think it's still fun. Let's see if I want to put lace on this edge. I think I might want to do that. I think this is the piece of lace that was actually in my daughter's hair when she was at a wedding. So that's why it's a little bit flimsy and crinkly and all that. Do I have the spool right here. I think I'm going to use that. This is great for crumpling lace like I did for under the bunny, but there we go. Hi, Diane. Of course, enjoy your dinner. So it doesn't show up that much. And I think I want to actually leave it on the background paper rather than going all the way to the, what's it called? The purple cardstock. So it's going to be just a subtle detail on the back. I think that's what I want for this. Let's just glue it on. Obviously it would look really nice if I would sew it or something like that, but it's kind of too late for that already because well, I guess I could sew on the folio and the cardstock and all, but yeah, I don't think I will. I should use my sewing machine a lot more than I have. That's a fact, because it's not too long ago that I purchased one, so it would be nice to actually use it, but I'm also lazy, so a lazy crafter. Lazy with a Z and lazy with a C. No, yeah. I think I said it right. Maybe not, maybe yes, who knows. I'm thinking I'm going to put this more towards the top, not by much, but just a little bit. I could always use a word or something in here or in here, but for now I don't think I have any. Hi Jenny, happy to have you here. Welcome, welcome. So yes, that's what where I'm going to put it, and I think now I don't want to put glue in here. I want to put glue on this side, and I'm just going to glue it down flat. There we go. And then I think I want it somewhere in here, so I'm just going to put some glue on the edge to make sure it is glued down properly. And now I'm going to figure out where I'll place this. There. I think that's good. Now let's lift that and press it down. And to all of the people joining right now, like Jenny, yes, the clock is upside down. No, I did not do that on purpose. It was a craftinent. I could put something in here, but this side is about to get ugly because I'm going to... Oops, sorry. I did not mean to do that. I'm going to take some... What are they called? Velcro dots and put those on the back of it. Is it straight? I hope so. So yes, there we go. I think 2 should be plenty. I can always add a third one if I feel like it. I think I'm going to put the white sides. Oh my goodness. White. What are they? White sides on the cardstock, and then the see-through parts will be on this. I think that would look nicer. Because yes, one side is a little bit more white than the other. There we go. Not quite on top, but somewhere in here. And then somewhere in here, I think. Yep. And then I need to focus, like really, really focus on getting things straight. I peeled off the backing, so I'm so nervous. There we go. Let's hope for the best. Of course, the Velcro dots are a little bit forgiving because it's enough if even just a part of them are touching, it will still close it. There we go. Yes, Jenny, I really hope so too. I hope she didn't catch the COVID. Yes, so that's how it opens. And now I need to figure out what I want to do on the inside. I have some purple in here. No, I mean turquoise. So do I want to continue? No, I think that's too much. I actually think I want something else here. So I think I could put these in here instead. Yes, but what do I want to put on the inside? I don't think I have any like creamy papers like that. At least not printed out. So let's take a look at the pile. I do have some blue. I hope this is from the kit. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm not quite sure. Well, it's quite similar to the other papers, so I'm hoping this is from the kit. I'm sorry if it's not. Oh no, Brenda. Just get it out. Play with it. The sewing machine, I mean. I don't know why, but whenever this is closed, it seems like the inner one is poking out a little bit. I think the fold must be a little bit crooked or something. Let's try to straighten it up a little bit. Maybe this works. Maybe it doesn't. We'll see. Anyway, it was bothering me quite a lot. Yes, much better. Great idea. Thank you. Okay, now I think the light blue is a little bit too much. It's too light. What other options do I have? I do have this. I think the purple might work because there's the Chestershire cat. I think it's called something like that. Not sure how it's pronounced, but I think I saw someone call it that somewhere, but it was in written form. And I don't know, all the shires and shores and those are just a big headache for me. So I'm going to cut this. Is it the, oh my goodness, is it the right way up? I think it is. So I'm kind of trying to imitate the height of this page. So that's where I'll mark my line, and then I have to figure out how wide I want to make it. There we go. I think somewhere like so. Welcome back, Frida. Cheshire. Okay. Cheshire cat. Eats a struggle around here. There we go. That should be the correct measurement, and then I'm going to cut it a little bit shorter, like so. Thanks to my pencil marks, it should be okay. If it's not, I will throw a hissy fit. Well, it is okay. That's good. I just saved the world from a hissy fit. Then let's make some more pencil marks. I think, do I want to use this or that? I think I'll use the lighter one, even though I think this is too dark. Maybe. Yeah, I'll use the lighter one. It matches the other page better as well. So, measuring a little bit from the fold, and then let's measure the desired length, which is around there. That's good. Now let's try to find the markings. There we go. That's about right, and it should be relatively straight. And now the other one, which is right there. There we go. Yes. I'm first trying to cover everything because that's where I need my biggest pieces of paper. And after that, I will go back and add some pockets and so on. That's the plan. Obviously, I could also make some of these pieces that I'm cutting out right now pockets. Like I could glue this on 3 sides and leave a pocket here, which is actually something to consider. Would that be fun? I think that's what I'm going to do. Yes. And now I'm going to make a thumb notch so that I know so that I know which side not to glue. This is not too sturdy, the paper I mean, but yeah. Oh no, Frida, that's awful. I don't know. It's just, I mean, it's super important to respect the copyright, but I feel like in many cases it has nothing to do with the actual copyright. It's just people being horrible, basically. Like, oh my goodness, they use the same note. It's a little bit like if crafters would claim copyright on what they do, like, oh my goodness, she used the same layout as I did on my card or on my tag, or oh my goodness, I was the one who didn't invent that mixed media technique, but I was the one who used it before her. It's, I don't know. And at the same time, there are all the Temu conversations online where people are like, well, I love Tim Holtz products, but they're too expensive for me, so I'm just going to go to Temu and buy myself some. Sure. And then a little bit later on, the same people will cry because the prices are going up and so on. And businesses are falling down. I was just recently watching a lady who made a video about American crafts falling down, and oh my goodness, this is the end of American crafts because they don't seem to have any. I definitely didn't get that in the middle, or you know, where I should have put it, but you know, yeah. So they were saying that American crafts is falling down and they are not coming up with any new collections or anything like that. They should do this, they should do that. And I knew this was going to happen when this other bigger company bought them, yada yada. And then I went to her channel and it was full of Shein and Temu hauls. And I was like, yeah, I wonder why companies are closing down and giving up and not coming up with new things. Yeah, I wonder why. It was just, I don't know. I feel quite strongly about Temu because I feel like every time I come to YouTube, I see another video or go to Instagram and I see another post of an artist who is showing how Temu has been selling, or a marketplace in Temu has been selling their products without permission, or like copies or something. I can't remember which printable designer it was who just said that there was a shop in Temu again who was selling her printables as their own without a permission. So it's just sad. No wonder people are giving up. Let's see. I'm just looking at Frida's comment. I should probably put this down before the glue dries too much, and it won't do its job anymore, but I will read the comment here soon. This Ford company mostly does this to European creators because our sense for copyright has been sharpened by the governments for the last 3 years. So they're doing a payback, or I don't know. It's sad where this world is going, because I don't think many people realize that even if it's a counterfeit item, it is still the same as stealing. Like, if someone would be selling you a TV and you would know that it's stolen from your neighbor, you wouldn't be like, yeah, well, my neighbor was selling this product or the TV for too high of a price, so I'm just going to go and buy it from the person who stole it from them and call it mine, because it's only right, because my neighbor was asking too much for the TV. So karma. I don't think most people would be okay with that, like actual physical stolen ideas. But when it comes to designs, or I don't know, products like that, it seems like people are generally more okay with it, which is a bit strange to me. But then again, I have quite, how would I put it, high moral values, I guess. So I don't know. It's probably a little bit harder for me to understand something like that than it is for somebody else. That could be partially cultural, that could be the way I was raised. I don't know. There can be many reasons why it is like that, but it's just the way it is for me. And I quite like it the way it is. Because it's not like I'm, well, people often say that, well, I wouldn't buy from Temu if I could afford the things they sell in this or that place. But it's not like I'm loaded with money or like extra rich or anything like that. It's just if I can afford something, I just don't buy it. Or I buy less. So I don't see an eye to eye for some people. That's how it always is. We have our own opinions and points of view on different things. Yes, I design some printables. I haven't released too many yet, but right now I'm working on an autumn kit. I should be able to release it, let's say, within a week from now on. I have a coffee shop, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah. So, Brenda, where did the products come for you? Like, did you buy them from? But yeah, I'm actually glad that if there's, because let's face it, smaller creators and designers, they don't have the time, the energy, or the money to hire a lawyer to send like a letter on their behalf to Temu or whoever is selling their products. So yeah. That's why they're so easy to, or easy targets for bigger markets like Temu. Yeah, I think obviously the same rules should go to everyone, but as I said, smaller companies are maybe just easier targets in a way because they don't have the ways to, I don't know, defend themselves, I guess, like hire an army of lawyers or whatnot. But of course, there are also some lawyers that do pro bono work, which is awesome. So if there's an issue with something, even the smaller companies could get some help, or not even companies, designers. I don't know. I know the Temu subject is quite a touchy subject, and I know channels get boycotted for standing against Temu, which is kind of odd. But yes, I do hope that nothing, or you know, Max can, how do you say it, make his case and his content will get, you know, put back on. I think YouTube is quite strict with things like that as well. Like if you use music or something, you need to mention the original creator on the video and so on. I'm not sure how it works actually, because I use mainly like AI music. That is available in the app that I use for editing my videos. So, and it always says whether it's okay for commercial use even or something like that. So 2 more to go, and then it's I thought I had like a oh my goodness, floral page. Here it is. I'm going to use that. So let's see how this, I think it should go like this. Yes, this one will be on the top. I think I'm going to just cut the white off from here. And the reason why I have these white borders is because I'm using A4 paper and the designs were meant for letter size paper. So that's why, well, they are different size. Usually with most designs, I'm fine with it going off the page, so that like here, I would have lost a lot more of the top of these if I would have made sure that it's fitted to the page. However, sometimes when I want more of it to show, I made the decision or make the decision that I would rather have a piece of white on the edge or on the top or somewhere, so that I can get the whole image to show on the page. I hope that makes some sense. And I was saying I would not make a mess in here, and off I went and made a mess. Let me just tidy up a little bit. I will simply put these Velcro dots away. These are getting really, really expensive as well, by the way. It's like crazy, crazy expensive. I think I need to have or look for some alterations, because I think there's like strip of fabric like the one that they use for sneakers that might be quite thick though, so that's also something to consider. Otherwise I will just keep on paying a little bit more for the Velcro dots, because I like how thin they are. I think it's good for my kind of projects. Hey Lana. Welcome. Thank you. I think I'm going to cut this around here. And then how much do I need to cut off? I think I will cut it from here on the bottom and right about there. I haven't really been erasing the marks I have made because they are honestly not showing that much. And of course I can always go back and erase them later if I feel like they're showing too much. I'm just trying to get my things done here. There we go. That should be the correct size. Let's see if it is. It is. Does the same... No. That's the thing. That's why I have to mainly cover the pieces one by one, because the panels are different size. I want some flowers on this side as well. So let's see. I think the right spot is over there. It doesn't matter if they're not exactly the same size. It's a handmade folio and I'm trying to learn. Oops, that's too high. I'm trying to learn that not everything has to be perfectly perfect. It's okay if it's not like super even and all that. And I still have this fun foresty image that I can use for something else. But where did I make the mark? There. Sometimes a little bit hard to see. There we go. Thank you. Yes, I love the colors, which is funny. Not too long ago, I was really struggling with using anything colorful. And, well, I think this is still a little bit on the muted side in a way. Like, not bright. It also has some darker tones on the back. So maybe it's a little bit easier for me. But, yep. That one I'm going to erase because I could see it too clearly. There we go. Then let's take some purple ink. This won't show too much for the most part because the background is so dark. I actually already forgot to ink up one of my panels, which is this one here. But that's fine. It's kind of dark anyway, so you can't really see it. I had some white showing off on this panel whenever I trimmed the white border off, but I was able to cover that with ink as well. So this comes here. Let's glue it down before I change my mind. Yeah, I guess, well, it helped me personally a lot when I started joining the design teams, because, and obviously because I have kids and kids like colorful things, so I make a lot of kids cards and so on. So I just, at first I forced myself to work with colorful, bright things, and after that it started to come quite naturally. But yeah, design teams definitely helped, because well, for the most part, I can choose whatever I want to work with. But there are, of course, monthly kits like this one, Lost in the Looking Glass from Petals and Parchment, which is her Petals and Parchment papery membership kit for August. So obviously I want to work with this so that I can maybe provide some inspiration for people that are in her group and who are buying her products. So that way I'm not forced to make anything with it, but I kind of like force myself to work with whatever is happening in that month. So if that makes any sense. Let's see. Oops, I got some glue where it's not supposed to go. It's fine. There's a little bit of a difference in the, oops, and I didn't get it towards the top as much as I should have. It's more, well, that's fine. It doesn't show up too much. So far this is what we have. Now it's time to make some pockets and pocket inserts. Where shall we start? I don't necessarily want to put a pocket or something like that on every page. I don't think that's necessary. I could also include some belly bands. Like I could put one in here, for example. Actually, I think I might do that because it would tie this in, although it covers this image here quite a lot, and same would be here. So I think what I will do is I might place a smaller pocket here, maybe. Oh, vellum pockets would be nice as well. Decisions. There's so many things I could do. I could also leave these flat or just like decorated as they are. I could make some sort of a like turning interactive element in here, like use a pad and tuck a couple of things down with it, like tags, and they would still be able to turn off the page. So many possibilities. I already have two pockets here, the big ones, and I also have a big pocket here, like so. I don't know if you can see anything, but I do have an opening in there. I also have the back side of this. I wonder if I should actually put something in there. If not for the decoration, I think it would make it sturdier, which is always good. I could use this. I don't know if it suits at all, but let's see. I don't know about the lighter. Actually, I think the lighter version could go quite well with that. I could also use actually this one, because then it would tie in that from there, although they don't really show at the same time when you are opening the folio, but whatever. I think I'm going to go with this. Now I need a pencil again. Where did my pencil go? There. Let's put the bunch away. So, one last cover up. There we go. Yes. Yes, Lana, I think they're crate for this particular spot. Now, let's see how tall this needs to be. I'm using the other pattern paper as my guide to figure that out. And now I'll just cut it where I'm supposed to cut it. Does anyone here watch anything from Netflix? I was wondering if anyone has any recommendations. I'm currently watching Wednesday. Not sure how I feel about it, but I'm only a few episodes in, so we'll see. Yes, that's actually, Frida, why it took me so long to get into designing things, because of the copyright. And I really, like I said, I'm really passionate about copyright and not breaking it, so I would hate it if I would be in a situation where I actually broke the copyright without even knowing it. It would be like devastating. So yes, I definitely got anxious. When I thought about selling my own printables. And that's also partially why I made freebies, because or started with freebies, because I felt like that didn't feel as intimidating as putting out my, kits for sale. Kits, not kids. A small but really crucial difference. There we go. I don't know why I'm so tired again. Like, I've been tired for days. I've been sleeping, then I have been taking naps and sleeping some more, but I still feel tired. It's odd. Oops. Let's straighten that up. Okay, there we go. Now we have yet another great spot for either a collage piece or a pocket. Do you have this here? I think I could use this as a belly band as well. And it would tie those pieces in even more. Do I have another piece left as well? I think I do. At least I should have, because I cut the paper in half first, and then I started cutting it further on. Yes, I have. There we go. Yes, I think that's better actually. And it's already cut. Look at that. This needs to have a sliver taken off. It's a little bit risky to include like a belly band on the back, because obviously things can slide off quite easily, but I'm trying not to be too paranoid about that. Yeah, hand cutting things is always so smart because I tend to get things screwed just like now. So yeah, I think that's good enough. Definitely. I'm going to go with that. Hi Shay, nice to have you here. Welcome. I'm happy to see that more people are popping in saying hi. Even though it's like, I know it's stupid o'clock in most places. Either really, really early or really, really late. Yeah, Frida, that's partially true, but I don't know. Let's think about circles, for example. You can't really own a circle or a shape of an autumn leaf or a pumpkin image or something like that. So that's why I'm not too worried about the AI. Because AI can't really do two exactly the same images. I don't think so anyway, so I'm hoping that's the case. Let's see what else I could put in here. Now I have this. Maybe I'll do the pockets and tucks and belly bands first. And after I'm done with that, then I can do the inserts. Especially in case we will have to do a part 3 at some point, it would be kind of nice to have like cohesive lives that way. And I'm still not sure if I want to put anything in here, or I'll think about it. I'll put something in here meanwhile. I still have some of the, I think these actually match quite well. So I could do a little tea party piece there. I have another one here. Those are not from this project, but a card that I made previously. I could use this one. I think I will save this for tags and journal cards and so on. Do I still have some extra pockets in here? I think I should have a few. Let's see if they are any help. Oh, there's another. Oops, no, just throwing things all or everywhere. These are some extra pieces from the kit, or from, what's it called, like a weekly freebie that Elizabeth does for her members. So if you join the membership this month, or if you are a member already, you are going to get many freebies that will not be included in the kit after August, whenever she makes it a regular kit. But if you don't want to join the membership even for a month, you can always wait for the regular kit to come out. But just a heads up, there are many things here that are not included in that kit. And if you don't have a printer, Elizabeth also has a book on Amazon that she is selling with the same theme. It has maybe a little bit different things, but she has one, definitely. I think this is so fun. I'm definitely going to use this. I kind of like took myself already different things here, like pockets. That's for pockets. I also have some tags, journal cards, pocket. I think these would work as journal cards. I was thinking about adding that as pocket. Why not that as well? So yeah, I was organizing stuff while I was looking for these. I think actually this one would be really great here because the panels are quite tall. So that works. Should I maybe put this here? I don't really like that it says Wonderland, but I think it's a bit too bright in a way. But I could always cover it, so I don't think it's a big deal. Let's put those on the journal card side for now. Now I just need to... yes, I think it's a folio. In my personal opinion, folio is something that is folded and has pockets on the inside. That's that's my take on what a folio is. But I know many people see some folios as lap books or trifold journals or whatever. But for me, I call things like this a folio. This is not my own kit. This is from Petals and Parchment. It's called Lost in the Looking Glass, I think. I also think I linked it down below in the description. But it's available on Petals and Parchment's coffee shop. I have one link saved on, I think I saved it. There we go. That is my link tree. It has everything, all the links. It has my links, and it also has Elizabeth links, which is Petals and Parchment. So that is a direct route to all my social media channels. It has Elizabeth's channels and her coffee shop and everything. So yes, because I'm using my old phone as my comment phone, and if I close or leave YouTube to hunt for some sort of what's it called, some sort of link or something, whatever reason, it will just close everything I was in the middle of. So I would have to re-find the live and all that, and it can be a little bit of a struggle in the middle of a live. So that's why I figured I would just link the Elizabeth's kit link in the description if it's not there, because I had some technical difficulties. So if it's not there, I will link it after the live. But for now, that is a direct link for many kinds of links. So whichever link you might need, it's probably in there. I love the link tree. It's so handy. There we go. I'm just going to fold this. No worries, no worries. And yes, this is a kit. It's a subscription kit. If you join her Petals and Parchment Papery, you will get this. You also get weekly freebies from Elizabeth that are similar to this theme. She also shares some other freebies on her Facebook channel. So if you are in Facebook, that's something to, you know, look for. But the for the most part, she does freebies for her Ko-fi members. There we go. But yes, like I said, later on, she always releases her membership kits as regular kits, but they don't have the freebies on them anymore. So, and I think the cost might actually also be higher. Not sure. I haven't really done any statistics on that one because I'm obviously not a member. I'm a member of her. What I'm doing here? Not sure anymore. I'm a member of her design team, which no, I'm not supposed to. Hold on. Let me get my act together here real quick. Yes, so I'm a member of her design team, which means she provides all these items for me for free in return of me making different projects with them and, well, promoting them, of course, as well, but mainly for providing inspiration and different ways to use the kits. So that's what I do. Now I have two options. I could either glue all the 3 flaps down, but somehow I feel like this is a little bit small for the page. I could also kind of save that by layering 2 pockets that overlap a little bit. Then it wouldn't look like it's super small. Or maybe use this to create like stacked pockets effect. I think that would be fun. I think I'll do that. That way I can actually mostly cover the neon pink Wonderland heart that I have on that piece, and I also can hide the size of the pocket. For some reason I just generally don't like small pockets. I don't know what's up with that, but it kind of bothers me if I put just a small pocket somewhere in the page. I either have to add a group of pockets, like small pockets that are going in a line or something. But I can't do one small pocket. I could have made it like a corner tuck too. Yay, die! What was for dinner today? Obviously, I'm nosy. I'm thinking of making some vegetables in the oven with some oil and spices, and also some chicken in the oven while I'm at it. I think what I'll do is no, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm just going to stack them like that. Then I have one pocket here and one on the back. But the question is, should I glue all the 3 sides of both pockets down so that I can only put something narrow in there? Or should I perhaps cut one of the flaps off so that I could stick things in like this rather than just being able to stick them in like that? That's a good question. Harassment time. Hopefully not. Or is she going to punch me for what I said earlier? Well, in all the honesty, it wasn't that bad. I only called her, what did I call her? A paper pirate. I thought it was suitable. Yes, that's what I was thinking, Lana, because I think it's rather restricted, like what I'm able to put in these if I leave them as like really narrow pockets. So let's do that. I'm going to round the corner just freely. There we go. And I'm going to do the same for this one. Oops, there we go. Let's round that one as well. There we go. So yes, I think now it's easier for me to glue them down as well. But which one was first? I think I'll glue them together first, actually. After inking, I almost forgot the inking. Grilled steak, steamed beans, carrots and broccoli, and sweet potato fries. Okay, that makes more sense. In the air fryer. Oh, that's nice. I'm not jealous at all. So, you kind of had the same idea that I did for dinner today. Not quite, but a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that this is not quite as wide as the pocket because I want to cover that heart. Yes, and then I'm going to I think that will look nice. Maybe I'll cover it even more. There we go. Now it's not such a small pocket. It's not too big either, but let's see if I'm able to. And yes, I have a pin in my mouth. That's why I sound like I don't even know what. There we go. That's probably better. Yes, now they're together. Happily ever after. There we go. Now it's time to glue it down. Let's try not to glue it upside down. And please don't forget the thumbs up if you're just coming in. I would appreciate some love that way. There we go. Now, do we like the "Who are you" text? I think that's like connected to the caterpillar. I'm not sure if I have it anywhere on my fussy cuts. It's Can anybody explain how this dog, I think there was a cat as well. Yes. How are these connected to the story? Because we have the book and I read it, yet I'm not quite sure where in the story might they come in. Or are these just fun little fellas? Because it's just a small children's book that I have, so it's possible that something was left off of it. Like, I don't actually know about these either. They might have been on the same sheet. So I don't know. I just couldn't figure it out. I know about the Cheshire Cat. Obviously, I know about Alice and the teacups. So many cute little teacups. But I don't know about the dog and the cat. Interpretation of the Cheshire Cat and the Caterpillar. I don't think so, because there's many images of the Cheshire Cat. I will have to ask Elizabeth. She probably knows because she included them, but I'm completely clueless, so unfortunately. I have some really small tags. I could use these as tag toppers, I think. But we'll see. I know about the mushroom. I know about the queen's crown, obviously. And then there's this fellow, the lizard. I'm not sure about this either. Was it... I know those. I know, like, were these a pair? Because I know there was a story about the... Oh my goodness, walrus that was doing something with the oysters or something. That's Mad Hatter's hat. Yes, here are the oysters. I think they were following somebody. I don't know. I think the walrus ate them in the end or something. I don't know. Oh well. And here is the fabulous Queen of Hearts. There's the caterpillar's smoking device. Isn't it wonderful whenever I can't even think of the words. Yes, but the caterpillar, when Alice met him, he was smoking like walls in the air, and I think those formed the "Who are you?" or something like that. And I don't know. I think this somehow pairs up with the walrus. And I know the dodo bird was there somewhere. It might have been in the Queen's garden. I know they were playing croquet with the flamingo bats, but I don't know. I'm lost. There we go. I don't think I have the caterpillar. Sadly. I could always draw one, and I know that Elizabeth included actually the worm or the caterpillar in her recent freebie, but sadly I don't have that printed. So I know it's in the kit, but I haven't actually even printed all the sheets in the kit because I knew I was going to make a project like this, and I knew what I wanted to have on it. So there's that. Let's see. Yeah, I haven't seen Alice in Wonderland, like any movie, or actually I think I have, like a really modern version, but I remember, or I have the book that I just recently read for my daughters, so I think I'll just put this here. Maybe I should actually, I don't know. But I'm crazy, or I'm not crazy about the white areas, so I will have to cut those out. If you are really sensitive to blood or something like that, please cover your eyes right now. Jokes aside, I'll try to be careful so that nobody gets any trauma while watching me craft. I mean, I can cause trauma in so many ways when I craft, but let's keep.
I hope I'm still on because something changed. Was somebody trying to call me or something? I don't know. Can you guys still hear me? Please let me know. At least it seems okay on the screen. But is my voice
still okay? My sound has gone weird. But loud. Okay. I think what happened is that there's some sort of an issue with my headset. And now it's back to normal. Yes, I don't know. It was weird. Something happened, but as long as you can hear me, I guess. There was this, I don't know, this headset has been weird always. There's often like a metallic echo. And that's what just happened. It just snapped into some sort of echo mode, and now it seems to be back to normal, but it's still weird. Feels weird in my head. Let's put it that way. I'm just really quickly going to see. I have a few sheets printed, but I think they're the same that I have in here. Yes. I think this needs something on the back because it's quite plain, and God forbid if I do something plain. So maybe this has to be doubled up. It's so sturdy. Or am I just imagining things? No. Yep, it was doubled up. It could be just a piece of a doily that it's missing. Who are you? Yep, I'm going with the doily. Try and stop me. I used doilies on the... What are those called? Come on. I'm losing my words here. I used doilies on the tags that I made in my last live as well. So let's continue on the same path. There we go. I hope it's straight. If it's not, that's too bad. Semi-straight, I would say. Yes. Enough not to bother me. I'm going to add some ink. There we go. Huh. Hallucinations, dreams, all the same. Only for one you have to sort of faint. Now I'm not actually sure which one is the one that you have to faint for. Because I can think that applies to both. We'll find out soon. Frida's funny. Dreams. Well, I don't know. I guess you can hallucinate when you're sort of fainted as well. Now I don't know. I feel like it's still missing something, so maybe I'll take a look. I have some, excuse me, washi tapes that I brought here the last time when I did my previous live. And I think I'm going to include some of those in here as well. Yes, let's put that aside for a minute. Hopefully this doesn't take me a full minute, but you know what I mean. There we go. Oh my goodness, I did really poor chop. Poor chop. Yes, I chopped that poorly, but poor chop. Cutting it. Let's see if I can save it a little bit. Probably not. I think I'm going to end up making even more of a mess out of this one. What's wrong with this? I don't know. There's something wrong with this. Well, it just needs some ink. Let's solve all the problems in the world with some ink. That's something I learned from my grandma back when I was still young. Just kidding. My grandma sadly did not teach me wise things like that. I'm sure she taught me a lot of other things, but not to cover up mistakes with ink. I don't think my grandma was even really crafty. Okay. Let's see. Well, I would imagine that Alice in Wonderland was written under the influence of something. Not sure, but there we go. Need to glue some pieces of the doily down again because it was, I needed to tuck the crazy back in because it was showing. Okay, that's like a really super easy cluster. But I think that's enough for the page. Let's move on. Took me long enough. Maybe this time around I'll be smart and actually start with the doily. Do I even want a doily here? What I really want. Now tell me what you want, what you really want. I want a pocket in here. A second pocket, just like I did in there. Oh boy. Okay, yeah, I wouldn't have the patience or cutting skills to have cut that out. Yeah, I don't always either, but you know, I try. Let's see. There we go. Probably for the best if I don't put that too far. It was all a dream. Yeah. At least for Alice it was. Yeah, I'm just going to stuck that in there. And that is going to be my decoration. It's a 2 for 2 for 1, 2 for 2 for. Yeah, 2 for. Now let's get going. I'm surprised how fast the battery on my old phone, the one I use for comments, is dying because when I started I was at 100%, so the battery was full, and now I'm at 63. So, and I've been here for 2 hours. Well, maybe that's not too bad after all. Hen, for what I understood from the chat, Pam is feeling a bit poorly, but someone here mentioned that she had been live with Casey for like 4 hours after she quit her own live, so it's possible that she's just really tired. So I'm Pam today. They made me. I think I'll just glue this down. Yeah, but I think someone mentioned a post from her saying that she was feeling ill. So I hope Mr. COVID did not give her any unpleasant treats. Let's put it that way. Okay. I think I could add this here. It looks a little bit strange because it's kind of floating, but I don't think I want to put it. I wonder, this is a trial. This could go horribly wrong. but I wonder if I can actually, let's see if there's glue on that specific spot. Oh, no, there's not. Yes, wonderful. This is working out for me. And it's too much to the side, of course it is. Well, let's cut the whole paper paper down then. I think there's glue in there. I'm trying to slide the X-Acto knife under. Yes, I need to. I need to, you know, cut that off a little bit. There we go. Yes. That way it's not floating. Thank you, Hen. I appreciate that. I try and then I try some more. And thank you, Jenny. Also, thank you, Frida. You're also kind. I want to cut some of the, because right now I'm putting it on like, well, that is kind of like a picture. So I want this to look a little bit more realistic as well. So that's why I'm cutting some of the excess off that I left in here. Oops. This is really tedious. That's why I left such a border. I don't usually leave a wide border like that, but I honestly really didn't want to fussy cut it like this. But here we are. I'm doing it anyway. There we go. Come on. I think I should put the boys, I don't know what they're called in English. I think they're called like Titteli 2 and Titteli Tom, perhaps on Finnish, Alice in Wonderland, but I'm not sure what they're called in English, and I might actually remember their names incorrectly in the Finnish version as well. Who knows? Let's see. She hasn't had much sleep all week, clearing and moving stuff to her husband of her back about her collection was growing. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I will ever see the day where complaining about my craft room being messy will end. So I understand that. There we go. Now I can tuck that on the or under the heel there. But I think I'm just going to really freely do some inking. Not too worried about covering all the little pieces because I think I used something like this the other time I was doing live as well. There we go. Yep, I think that's fun. I'm just going to put it there, but it's not like I can put anything else behind it or something like that. So, and I'm trying to remind myself that not everything has to have 10 layers so that it can be interesting or look nice. So that's something I'm trying to keep in mind, that it's something good to have even one layered things. I also could have packed this with something so that it would show up a bit more, but I think that's actually fun because it says up here and it's, you know, in the middle of the hill, so makes sense. That's it. I'm trying to locate my pin. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, that's basically how it should be. My partner has some of his beer stuff in here, so I guess that's why he's somewhat invested in how the room looks, but it's like on a closet. I'm wondering if I would cut this little bunny out of the tag and put him standing there. But I had also in mind putting the boys in here, but I think they are too big. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I think they're actually quite cool. But the funny thing is that I haven't really included Alice in this story yet. Which is kind of odd considering I'm doing an Alice in Wonderland themed book or folio. I think I'll put Alice there. Yes, Lana, that's actually really smart of you to have a husband that is also crafty, but with mine that doesn't sadly work. And knowing him, if he had a space like that, it would be extremely tidy. So, do you know what they say? Opposites attract each other. I don't know who was dumb enough to say that, because I think in our family it mainly just causes fights and arguments to have two different people. One who is free spirited, has an ADHD, tends to build like tens of piles all over our place, and who struggles to put things away. Yeah. Who is a hoarder. And then there's that guy who doesn't want to save anything. Yes, I think that works. The boys are way too big. I don't like that, but I don't think I have them in a smaller size. I do have Alice in smaller size, so maybe that would work. Yeah, I think that's better because it's bringing more of dimension or like perspective to all of this. And then the bunny rabbit, who is behind Alice somewhere in there, he's the smallest, so I think that works. Yes, exactly, Hen. Yeah, well, Brenda, I was just thinking about that the other day. Like you have been scoring all these big, huge uh, sales and piles of items. It would be a small miracle if you would have a spot for everything. Like you would have to have a warehouse or like a huge storage unit to have a spot for everything. So she's standing on some flowers, but once I put these guys here, you can't really tell. So there she goes. Yeah, I like the Stemperia version as well. I think I have like one 8x8 paper collection hiding somewhere. I don't even know where, somewhere. But yeah, this is a really nice kit. There we go. Let's put the boys here. A moment of silence for my clue. It's right there. There we go. Isn't that a fun family portrait? Then I think I need something in here as well. Maybe the kitty cat. Maybe Alice. Yes. Yeah, well, I don't know. My craft room is a mess, and I really should. Like, I have been saving a lot of recycled recycled material like junk mail envelopes, brown packing paper, different sort of packing paper. So what I think I should start with is going through all of that, and if not tossing some of it off or away, at least making sure that they're sorted so that it's not all in the same huge pile, because that way I could at least find some of it when I need it, instead of just looking at it in horror and thinking I don't even want to try and find something in that huge pile of a mess. And I have most of it on the top shelf, which um, which is okay because I don't need that much brown paper at once. So I'm actually thinking I could also leave the brown paper in there, all of it, and then just take some down whenever I'm running out of something that I have on hand, because one sheet of brown paper or packaging paper takes you kind of a long way. So there we go. Putting her down a little bit. So now we have two kind of like collages. Alice in different kind of company. Let's see. I think I need some more of the... Come on. I'm just tossing stuff all over the place here. Don't mind me. I think this would be kind of like a perfect size for a tag to go in there. So I think that's why I'm going to use in that slot. I think what I'm going to do is kind of like divide and conquer. So I will first find a something that I will put in a certain slot, and only after that will I worry about how to decorate it and all that. So I think that would be good. I have these tags. I could put this in there. Maybe. I think the queen goes here. I will cut it a little bit smaller, but I don't really mind if it sticks out a little bit, especially if it's covered with some nice paper. So I think that works there. And on the other side, I do have these. We are all matte here, but that's a little bit too small actually. But that doesn't matter if I pack it up with some, with something like that. So let's tuck those in here. And once again, it doesn't matter if it sticks out a bit. I also had somewhere in here these two. So do I want... Shall I add a pocket in here using this? I think that would be good. I just have to cut it down a little bit. Just big. Where I want to cut. There we go. And now I'm going to take my trimmer here again. Come on. Is it straight? Straight-ish. There we go. So that one will go there. I don't think I'm going to add any sort of a thumb notch in here this time around. Is it small enough? Not quite. I'm just going to cut the tiniest sliver off from that side. It doesn't really matter if it's a lot or a little bit smaller than the big pocket on the back, but I don't want it to be bigger. There we go. This is in a way a small pocket as well, but it goes from side to side, so it doesn't bother me as much as if it was like this way, so that it would be short, if that makes any sense. I have about 30 minutes, and then I will sadly have to leave you all to your own devices, but let's see how much I can do in 30 minutes. If I don't finish this time, then sadly I will have to just continue on my own time, because I don't know where I get a chance to do another live. And yeah, I think that's nice there. It also ties in the lighter colors a little bit. I could always put that there as in kind of like a painting or something, but I don't know, I'm just not feeling it. How about this? Yeah, why not? I think... Oh, hey, Bam! I'm covering for you today. Thanks for joining. I hope you're feeling better. I hope. Wait, you was, and now... Oh, okay, you are feeling better. Okay, good. I thought it was like... I was feeling better, but now after seeing your project, I feel quite nauseous. I was like, Bam, don't be like that. That's rude. I thought Brenda's comment, look what the cat brought or tracked in. Yeah, that's kind of perfect. I don't know. I'm not sure if I even need these tags, but I figured I would cut a few out just in case. Come on, work. Hey, Anne-Marit. Welcome, welcome. I hope I didn't butcher your name. I did listen to the recording, but Anne-Marit. I don't know. It's easier to know how something is pronounced, but it's much harder to actually pronounce it correctly, if that makes any sense. There we go. Let's see. Oh. Oh. Thank you for stopping by, Frida. I appreciate that. I hope the day goes well for you all. Okay. I'll just cut this one tack off. There we go. I mean, I could put the rabbit there, but I also feel like it looks a bit odd. How about if I... Now I feel like it gets a little bit lost. And I know that the purple ink would not help. I think it needs like lighter background. Is this big enough? it is. Yeah, I'm just going to use that. I think it works because there's some lighter shades in here as well, so it shouldn't look too bad. Oh, we were talking about that earlier. Well, maybe you can go live after I finish here. I have only like 20-ish minutes left here. There we go. Oh, do we have another Anne in here? I actually haven't even noticed. Well, honestly, Pam, I think these people were just hungry for entertainment, and I think that counts as entertainment in their books. So yes, in a way, I think so. There's some differences, but for the most part, Finland, Sweden, and Norway have some things in common when pronouncing things. This is not quite it. I think it needs something, and I think what it needs is some sort of a corner punch. I already glued the rabbit on, but where is the corner punch that I'm looking for? Not that. Do I have a piece like, yes, that one. I think I'm just going to, I was just watching a video where somebody, was it a concave that they called this? I think it was actually DJ from Hider and Jon studio that was mass making stuff. I think it was called a concave. Anywho, yeah, I'm going to put that there, and I'm not going to make it a pocket or a... Actually, now that I said it, I think it would be kind of fun to put a tag under there. No, let's not make this too complicated, shall we? Yeah. Well, Pam, honestly, it's possible that you were just feeling sick because you were so tired. Because someone said that even after your live, you spent like 4 hours with Casey. I mean, Dad. And and for those that are not included in this inside piece of a joke, Casey and I are about the same age. I know we are both born in the 90s. And in one of Pam's lives, Casey accidentally said my Sala instead of saying oh my Sala. So that's that's where the joke came from. And I was like, oh, I think I accidentally got adopted or got cat got, oh my goodness. When I start thinking about a word too much, all of the sudden I can't pronounce it at all. Well, I got adopted. So, yeah. I think I'll just put it right there. $34 or $35, yeah. Yeah, I think he said he's born in the 90s, so yep. I was born in 92. So I am slightly younger than him, but definitely not like daughter material. So I just started calling him dad, and he calls me daughter, so there's the joke. Haha. Really funny. I think this is about I will not pack these on camera right now because I think I could potentially use my time here a little bit wiser. So maybe, no promises though. I think I'll put that there. Yes. And then dancing fingers. What else would I do? I think this calls for a mushroom. Like the eat me kind of mushroom. And I know that I still have some, or at least one. Yes, there it is. There's another. Let's retrieve them both. I just want to have a magical mushroom. Plus, I think it works well with the colors of the background, so that's always a plus. I'm just going to put it there all on its own. I don't think it needs anything else because I love how the trees are circling the narrow path. So I think I could put like a small Alice in there as well, just to bring in Alice because this is her folio. Let's see if I have Alice in small enough size. Not sure if I have because even her is quite big. Yeah, she covers the trees. I mean, that would be fun and probably fine, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Do we love the trees too much to cover them, or do we want an Alice in there? Alice or no Alice? That's the question. Let me know what you think. Well, I don't know, because when he was Mr. COVID man, maybe he didn't um, have the power to or the energy to complain. So, in that way, Mr. COVID man could actually be better. Alice is good there. Um, yeah, exactly. Using English is the only way to learn it. Brenda likes the trees. Yeah, you definitely can't find anything after you have tidied. We have learned that lesson many times. Alice, but bigger. Brenda wants men. I know that's not what she meant, but that's how it sounds to me. Um, No Alice. No Alice. Okay, no Alice wins. We can put Alice on the back. And because Pam said bigger Alice, let's put a big Alice on the tag. That goes into that slot. Not that big. That big. Okay. So I'll just put the mushroom on. I don't think she needs to be bigger because of perspective. Yes, exactly. But I think this mushroom was something like she took a bite because the caterpillar said that one side makes her bigger and one side makes her smaller, and she didn't know which one was which, so she took a big bite of it, and it pretty much made her bigger than the trees. So that's why I think that putting a tack on behind where she is bigger than the trees that are shown here, that would be a fun idea. I don't know if you agree, but that's what I'm going to do. Now, this tag is too big. This tag is too small. So I'm being Goldilocks here. Which she gets lost in there. She gets a little bit lost in there. I think that's best for her. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this smaller. However, because it's a stack that has a hole and the sides like that, what I'm going to have to do is cut an even amount from both sides, or relatively even amount. So I need to make this smaller. I think I actually need to take quite a chunk so that it fits inside the pocket. There we go. That's that. And then the other side. How much would that be? Approximately the same amount, I think so. Maybe not quite, but close enough. Yeah, close enough. Let's see if this fits in the pocket now. I don't think it does quite yet. Nope. I need to take more off. So let's start with the side that I'm accidentally made a little bit smaller. There we go. And now my trimmer is starting to act up again. How rude. There we go. I don't think I did the first cut fast enough. There we go. Now, let's see. Still not. Come on. Don't be like that. That is so mean. I'm done with the trimmer. It's just mean to me. Like the trimmer was telling me where to cut. There we go. How about now? Because I don't want to make it super, like really too small, because that would look weird too. But I think that's fine, because I know it can't be like exact. Hey Dawn, welcome. Yeah, YouTube and cats, they track in all sorts of things and people. So yes, now I'm going to put Alice here, but we need a little bit something in here. I have this I cut the "We Are All Mad Here" image off, so I think I could, maybe if I cover the, yeah, don't mind me, I'm just talking to myself. There we go. I'm going to put that here, and then Alice will be standing in front of it, so it looks like she was taller than the trees. And there are some Cheshire cats here as well. So I think that's fun. Just going to mark myself a spot where I want to glue. There we go. Bye, Anne-Marit. There we go. Added some glue. Now I have to focus that yes, I am actually putting the right side of the tack on the back side of that. Thanks for asking. Because I know right now my gluing decisions might freak some people out for quite a good reason, because I started the live by gluing a clock upside down. So yes. And it's still upside down. I just left it because I thought it's Alice in Wonderland, and honestly I couldn't really or I didn't have a way to prepare it, so I had to leave it like that. Okay, there we go. Then Alice goes here. I think I want to add some lace. I know it takes away from the illusion, but I still want some lace in here to cover up the seam. There we go. I was wondering, would Monday be a good day for me to do a live around this same time? I know Pam has all the lives saved on her calendar. And I know Pam is usually live at this point, but I'm wondering if she would be, or of course I can overlap her live, but I don't think it makes a lot of sense because it's mainly the same people that hang out in both places. So, oh, nice, Dawn. Dawn was saying she is working on a dark Alice painting. I think that's fun. There we go. Yes, I want to add some purple ink here as well. It's all purple. There we go. Now let's put our main star where she belongs. There we go. I actually could have made this tack a little bit longer if I would have, thought about it earlier, because when I was just going to leave her like that, when I was gluing this on here, I could have just left this part here, because I'm going to back the tack anyway, so it would have not have mattered if she would have been hanging, or oh my goodness, if the paper would have gone below the actual tag. And now I'm having issues because I think just do this. There we go. Let's make some room. And once again, this tack is super flimsy. I'm going to pack it up with something else so that it stops being flimsy. Come on. There's the lace that is kind of like bothering me. And there's also, I think, some sort of I don't know what. I don't know why it's resisting that much. There's something in there. Well, there we go. Now it's in the pocket, and it stays there. There we go. And then the next step, we need something for the pocket on the back. Should I perhaps use this? I could actually, because I said I would make some journal cards or such from this, I could make bigger cards because I know I am going to back this up as well, and like a strip, just take a strip away from there. But right now I'm not quite sure what to do because I also need a long strip to go on the back. But let's see. I do have this. I think I'm just going to use this. Yes, that's what I'm going to do with that. Pocket. Yes. Yeah, I know. Trust me, Pam, I know. But previously, when I made videos and I heard myself talking, I've realized that I'm saying pocket as if it was pocket. And I've been trying to pay attention to that, but somehow, no matter what I do, how well I think I'm saying pocket, I end up sounding like I'm saying a pocket. And, you know, it's been a struggle. I'm on a struggle bus still. Okay, this can be really tall, I think. The height of the folio is kind of the limit. But I'm just trying to see. I think I'm actually going to cut that side off. So I think I just need to articulate more clearly in some occasions, but it's funny because I noticed that too. Let's see. There we go. Because now I can actually see it's what's that called? Well, there we go. Let's see how far it goes. Thank you, Jenny. Yeah, I think I'm in a point where wherever I'm typing or writing, I can be witty. I know double meanings for words and so on. But at the same time, the pronunciation is not easy for me. Mainly because, you know. Actually, Dawn, I think that is spot on. So yes, it's the pronunciation for a big part that is stopping me. I don't really think this needs anything else. If something, I could add like a teacup in here Actually, I think that's nice. It stands out up a little bit too much. I think it should be a tiny bit smaller, like that. Or maybe I could do 2 teacups. They are the same, so probably not the best solution. But let's see. Maybe some yellow. Yeah, I think that's nice. I could cut the teacup off. That's what I'm going to do. And I think this is the last thing I'm going to do today, because my daughter is no doubt heading home here soon, and we live, I think her school day ends at 1 p.m. and it's 4 minutes past 1 p.m. and we live straight across the street from the school she goes to. So she usually gets home like 10 minutes past, or 10 minutes after her day ends, or 15 or 20, depending how much she gets stuck chatting with her friends. So yeah, I'm going to have to be on mom duty here soon. But maybe you can all talk to Pam and see if she would like to jump in after I'm done here. Because that's what you all did to me. I'm just going to cut, because I know I'm going to cut that part off anyway. So I'm going to cut it off already before gluing this, so that I can go in and fussy cut the piece out, because that's way easier than using the X-Acto knife. Oh yes, especially last year when she was a first grader and she was just starting up with going to school and crossing the streets and moving, alone to different places. It really felt like a blessing to have the school that near to our home. I can't even imagine, because I still feel like 7-year-old is such a small kid. Some are 6 when they start the school, if they are born later on in the year. But anywho, they're so small, and seeing how people sometimes act in traffic, it just freaks me out that they have to go to school alone and do all that. It doesn't feel safe to me, so I'm really happy that she only has to cross the street once. There we go. Especially because we actually live next to the high school, and there are plenty of people, or I guess it's still elementary school. For us, it's like grades from 6th grade to the 9th. No, 7, 8, and 9. Yes. So they drive mopeds. Some of them might potentially even have cars, and they act like crazy with those. Drive way too fast. So I'm not really pleased, or my mind is not at ease when it comes to all of that. Yeah. So now we have, I think it's basically almost finished. I still have to do a few things, like, well, I guess I could glue this down right now. Just have to check something. I think I'm going to cut a little bit off from there so that I can center it, or center the image. There we go. I'm just real quick going to do that, and after that I'm off. I'm going to use the Yeah. Our school system is much different. They start preschool at, well, I can't really cut the corners here because the text is so close to those, so let's just leave it like that. The preschool is when they turn 5 or 6, or the year they turn 6, because that's the official preschool. However, they have like preschool when the year they turn 5. So it's not official school, at least not yet, but that's when they start practicing, like, well, different things, you know. They do some exercises at the daycare. But the mandatory part of our school starts the year, autumn of the year, when they turn 6. That is our preschool. It happens in the daycare. It's 4 hours a day, and it doesn't cost anything, those 4 hours, for the parents. And if the kid stays in the daycare for the whole day, the other 4 hours do cost. But the preschool part of it is mandatory and hence free. Then they start the actual school whenever they turn 7 that year. So some of them are still 6 if they were born in December or something like that. But yeah, the year they turn 7. Yay! Okay, Pam, I will see you in your life. But so yes, that's it for now. This is really simple, nothing special. I just figured I finished that. I will pack all this. I still have to figure out what to do with that, and pack all the items that I've put in here. Maybe add a little bit something in there. And this needs maybe some sort of a decoration, but I will do all of that on my own time because, oh yeah, a big tag is missing here. But I don't think I'll do another live about this folio anymore. We'll see, maybe I'll do something else next time, if I ever do live again. I probably will. But anywho, thank you so much for joining me today. Here is my upside clock if you missed the first part of the live. And yes, I will film a flip through when it's finished and share it on my channel. Yes, it's called a channel. That's where I will share it. Please hop over to Pam's channel. That is the Ginger Cat Lady. Let's see if I can. Hold on, I will share a link real fast because Pam just promised she will be going live after me. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for hanging out with me. And I will see you at Pam's. Bye bye. If I can figure out how to end the live, how is it possible that I always forget?